It's not going to be, it's not a strike action, is it?
It is not. It is we reminding the government, state's government, that they must obey what they agreed on.
This is for Lagos.
Huh?
And this
is Lagos.
For Lagos.
This is Lagos. I'm speaking for Lagos.
And you say they agreed that they will provide this
definitely
equipment.
The Lagos state government is a listening government.
So why don't we give them the benefit of the doubt?
That is why we came out to talk before time. That there is time. Use the opportunity of the time to actually get things on ground.
But what do you think about the position of NMA? You know, NMA also said, look, no, we don't feel comfortable with this date.
That was the discussion I was saying before. When you know the trick. They were calculating by permutation. The
NMA?
No, the federal government. That okay, this thing before it gets full blown, 14 days. Okay, before you know whether somebody is having it or not, 14 days. Okay, let us give 14 days, 28 days. That was why they shifted from 15th of September to October 13. Right. Then I said, okay, since the thing has reduced now, draw back to 14 days. That was how they got to September 22nd. But it goes beyond that. When NMA came out and said, no, you can't do this, because you will expose the life of Nigeria and the Nigerians into a serious risk. They invited them, and they met, and these are things they say should be put in place. Okay, if you put this thing in place, they are prerequisites, they are safety requirements, that if they are on ground, at least they are rest assured that it won't get to schools.
Are you one of those who think that the government at the center, as the federal government, was stampeded into drawing back the resumption date by the private school proprietors?
NUT has that belief, because this is the only part of the world where education is not a social service. People believe that if I have some money, if I put up a school, I will have a gain out of it. Some people are feeling that they are losing as schools are shut.
But tell us though, I mean, when schools eventually resume, how do you think the children will cope with this new calendar?
School calendar is a static calendar, right? The first term between September and December is about, in most cases, between 11 and 14 weeks. In fact, in most cases, 13 weeks. Right. This week is gone already. Remaining 12 weeks. If 2 weeks is added anyway, it remains 10 weeks. It now behoves on the school system as a professional to ask, okay, what I need to teach are this. This is expected to be taught for 40 minutes. Instead of one topic, it now gets to 2. As a professional, you know how to build in. Before now, school closes by 2 o'clock. Right away now, it is 3:34. Between 2 and 3:34, it is meant for building reading culture. Instead of going into reading culture, teachers will take advantage of those periods to actually catch up. And it has always been like that before. Let me ask a question from you, Press. If, what is it called? This census, national census, come up. For 2 weeks, they shut everywhere. Does that mean that school must open?
What do you think?
Or within that period, those 2 weeks, does it mean that what is expected to be taught within those 2 weeks are not taught much later?
When was the actual resumption date? We had thought it was going to be early September. A lot of
15th September.
15th September does
Right.
meet this month.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
Just
been,
last Monday.
It means that it's just been shifted by a week now. That's what it means.
By a week.
Okay.
There's this question from Joseph. He says he was at the NUT meeting at the Pavilion in Lagos. He wants to know, what is the place of private schools in all the NUT decisions?
Whether?
What's the place of private schools
Okay.
when NUT is taking that decision?
You see, education is in the concurrent list. Everybody has liberty For a private school to be established, the government of that state must approve of it. And before approval is given, there are certain parameters that must be put in place. Right. If government is being responsible and responsive enough, I feel that a state that does not have those gadgets should go to those schools too to confirm whether they, in fact, few of these schools, standard private schools, even before the issue of Ebola, they have all these things. We give them kudos for that. But majority of them, is it the one in my village, one shop school that you expect that will get all these things we are talking about? So it is the duty of the state government to actually make sure those people too get those things before they resume. When you look at majority of these private schools, what they are after is their interest, what they will gain from it, because they've seen it as business.
Is there any school that is not after their interests? Is the NUT not after their own interest as well?
We are talking
safety.
No. We are talking the interest in this regard now, as a semantics now. The interest in this regard is about profit.
So, in other words, the private schools, most of them, were not part of the key decision taken by the NUT.
They were not.
Okay.
And meanwhile, let me tell you, majority of the private schools, because they know, go there and see the level of casualty that operates there. Go and see how they treat their teachers. And that is why they will not allow them to be unionized.
So what if they say, well, since we're not part of your decision-making process, we will open our schools on September 22nd?
They may. The onus lies on the government to do their work. If anything happens through there, it is not us. Okay. What we are saying is that our members, teachers in public, primary and secondary schools, their welfare is, of course, of high paramount to us, and that is what we are guiding.
And you have said that you will go back to school as soon as these gadgets are provided?
Immediately.
Okay.
All right, Adeshegun Rahim is the NUT chairman in Lagos. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you so much.
And then we did invite the Commissioner for Education in Lagos, but she couldn't make it, and who knows what happens thereafter. But